Hello, YouTube. This is long overdue. My name is Frankie. I have been wanting to do YouTube makeup tutorials for a long time, but to be honest with you, I am not a makeup artist. I still am not a makeup artist. But during quarantine, I've taken it upon myself to keep busy by practicing my makeup and trying to get better at it. And I thought, since I've been posting photos on my Instagram of different makeup looks that I've been doing during quarantine, why not try and do a video now? A lot of my friends have been encouraging me to do it, which they're very sweet because I'm, first of all, terrible at talking on camera. I'm now realizing this now. They're so sweet for supporting me, and even if I am not the best makeup artist there is out there, this is something that I enjoy doing, and it's very zen for me. And for those of you that don't know, probably most of you don't know, because we're not. My band is not a very popular band, but if you follow me on Instagram, then you might know that I, first and foremost, am a musician. I have a band called Frankie and the Studs, and we are kind of a like pop punk rock band based out of Los Angeles. And honestly, that's my first and foremost gig. But through playing music, I have taken an interest in makeup, and that is because on stage I love wearing makeup. I love doing I have like a signature look that I like doing, which is like a big dark cat eye, which I will be doing at some point on this channel. One of my favorite parts about playing shows is the getting ready period. It's always when I'm super amped and excited and ready to go, and that's when I'm doing my makeup and getting dressed. You know, I always wear the same thing on stage, which is a black pleather jumpsuit. For me, it's really nice to have that moment of doing my makeup before a gig and like getting myself in the headspace. It clears my mind. It's very zen for me. That's kind of how I took an interest in it, is because at first I was always like, oh, I gotta do my makeup, and I'd rush and I'd be doing it in the van, obviously not driving. I'd be in the passenger seat in the like little mirror trying to get my makeup done, and it was a disaster because I'd be so stressed out. But eventually it turned into the time that I take to mentally prepare myself for the gig. It has taken a whole new interest for me. Somehow now I think I can do makeup. I mean, full disclosure, I'm probably gonna use all the wrong brushes, all the wrong techniques, but this is the way that I like to do makeup, it's something I like to do, and hopefully it will inspire you to maybe think of a hobby or makeup or something that you wouldn't normally pick up. But I never thought that I would be interested in makeup, honestly, because I didn't know how to do it. And like throughout high school, I never wore makeup. I would try and do a simple cat eye, but it was disastrous. So anyway, this is not something that I thought I would be doing, but it is something that I love doing. So with all of that being said, I'm gonna try and do a look today that is gonna involve some color, which is very unlike me, don't be too surprised. I'm gonna do like a pink and black smoky eye and just kind of talk to you guys about what I'm doing, as well as talk to you about how I started playing music, and just, yeah, we'll just chat. How about that? So today I'm really gonna just focus on doing my eyes and my lips because I already did a foundation base. Reason being is I woke up this morning with a zit right here. You can probably still see it, but I was like, I don't wanna have to expose you guys seeing that, and I don't wanna see that for my first YouTube video. So I just covered it. Maybe another time I'll walk you through my steps of my foundation and concealer and contour and all that. But today we're just gonna focus on eyeshadow and lipstick and just have some fun chatting. So let's get started. Today, as I mentioned, I want to do a pink and black ombre smoky eye. And the reason being is I wear a lot of black. I wear a lot of black makeup, but you know what? We're gonna invite a little bit of pink and color into our life today, because why not? We can use a little brightness. I'm gonna start off by using this MAC. I don't even know what number it is because somehow it has all rubbed off. Anyway, we're gonna use this MAC brush. It looks like this. It's already dyed red, so I thought that would be a good one to use for pink shadow because it's already dyed. So I did clean it and it's just stained. So that's the way it's gonna be. That's the way this channel's gonna be. It's gonna be kind of winging it and just going with the flow. I'm gonna use this MAC shadow palette that I recently received from MAC. Thank you so much to MAC. I don't know why they think I deserve such amazing products, but they supply me with them and it's great. I'm gonna use this bright pink shade here. It's actually called bright pink. I'm not just making that up. And I'm gonna dip the brush in and let's get started. So I like to just cover my eyelid in the color. And I guess I should probably talk to you guys about what I said I was gonna talk to you about, which is music. I started playing music when I was 10 years old. And really, this kind of surprises people because I have grown up in a musical family. But really, I took my interest in music from the movie School of Rock. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. It's a great movie and it still holds up. I just watched it recently for my birthday and it was so funny because I had a couple friends over and we all watched it and we all just quoted the movie the entire time. We all remembered every line. It's like we don't even really need to watch it at this point. But it's such a funny movie and has such a great soundtrack. And at the time, being 10 years old, seeing other kids playing music, that was really inspiring to me. And I was like, well, if those kids can play music so well, maybe I have a chance at that. So in 5th grade, when I was 10 years old, I decided I was gonna start playing guitar. And you know, my dad being a musician as well, he was really encouraging. He was really excited that I was interested in playing music. So he gave me one of his guitars and I started to practice and take guitar lessons and I thought I was Zach Mooneyham. And then as I started to practice, a bunch of my friends in elementary school also took an interest in playing music, also from School of Rock, and it was, for some reason, our class was a very creative bunch. And we decided to form an all-girl rock band called Sweet Gone Sour. And if any of my friends from school are watching this, they will probably laugh at that because we had a hit song called School Sucks, which was a hit in the 5th grade classroom and nowhere else. So we started an all-girl rock band and really the music that I listened to was basically like the School of Rock soundtrack. I started to, you know, as I was practicing, my dad started to introduce me to other bands and artists that he thought that I would be into, one of them being the Runaways, and at the time was probably not appropriate for a bunch of 10-year-old girls to be singing Cherry Bomb, but we loved it. We had no idea what we were singing about, but we loved the song. We loved that there were also other women playing music, and that was really my first introduction to music was through the Runaways and through School of Rock and through playing with my friends. And then through that I started, oh, by the way, so now I'm gonna go in the same palette. There's a shade called Carbon, which is just black, and I'm gonna go in at the corner of my eyes and start smoking it out a bit with a different brush. This one is a MAC 217 brush. I can actually see that. As I was saying, that was kind of my introduction into playing music and listening to music and discovering other bands. And I remember one of the bands that I was majorly inspired by was Green Day. And Green Day I had found out about through a friend in elementary school who was like, hey, if you're into rock music, you would really like this band Green Day. And I heard American Idiot for the first time and I was obsessed. That was all I listened to for the next probably 3 years. I didn't listen to anything else but American Idiot. And so I still to this day know every word to every song. And that kind of also shifted my interest in music as well, because then I wanted to play and write songs like Green Day, hence School Sucks. But yeah, and then our band evolved into a 3-piece, even more Green Day-like. That was kind of the beginning of my interest in music, and eventually Sweet Gone Sour did not last, as we all graduated elementary school, went into middle school, we all went into different middle schools, but we had a good run, I gotta say. We were featured in Teen Vogue before we were even teenagers. We were, at the time, I believe, 11 or 12 years old, and we thought we were really cool that we were in Teen Vogue and we weren't teenagers yet. That was like the peak for us. We also got to play this PlayStation event, and I think there were like maybe like 500 people there, which for us was, I mean, even now for Frankie and the Studs, that would be a big crowd, and it was huge. And I think that's probably when I got the stage bug. And to be honest with you guys, like, it's not like Sweet Gone Sour was very good. We weren't very good, but we had passion. We really liked what we were doing, and we were really young and wrote our own songs, played some covers. It was fun, and definitely catapulted my interest in music and playing in bands. So that was my first band, my first real experience in music. Then after Sweet Gone Sour, it took me a while to find and form another band. I went into high school. I was always kind of a bit of a loner in high school. I had like 2 or 3 really close friends, and not until my senior year, I joined a band called Lightspeed. Shout out to Lightspeed if you guys happen to be watching. So I joined Lightspeed, and all I did was play guitar, and I think occasionally I sang some background vocals, but I really never had the confidence in singing. I never really thought that I was a great singer. I still don't really think I am. I focused on just playing guitar in that band. And I didn't really write at the time, because I joined the band later on. They had already had songs established, but I did play some of their original songs as well as covers. And we had a really good time playing, and we continued to play after our first year of college, but then as the distance of all of us being in different schools, we kind of went our separate ways. I, again, took kind of a break from playing in bands. I went off to college. Didn't start any bands in college, but I was always kind of writing like under the radar. Not until, again, my senior year, I put out a cover of a song by Nick Gilder called Hot Child in the City. Some of you have probably heard that song before, maybe not. It's an older song from the 70s, but it was a hit. And I covered that song and posted a video on YouTube. And after I posted that video, I started getting asked to play shows. And I was like, well, I don't really have a band. I kind of just did that for fun, but I don't want to miss an opportunity to play a show. So I accepted a show offer and just decided, which is still kind of how I operate. I just kind of like to wing things. But I accepted the show offer, and then I decided to just call up some friends that might know musicians that would want to do it, and started trying to figure out who was going to play with me in the band. And I ended up putting together a band, and then the band kind of stuck for a while, and we played some shows as Frankie and the Studs. And I didn't even have a name picked out yet. I released the cover as Frankie Clarke, and eventually I was like, I had this idea that I liked the name Frankie and the Studs because I always have studs on my leather jacket, and I like the double entendre of studs as in like studs that would be on your leather jacket, and studs as in cute guys. So I was like, I'm gonna call us Frankie and the Studs, and that's kind of how that came to be. And since then, we've toured. Funny enough, we've toured with Billy Joe Armstrong from Green Day and his side project band called The Long Shot, which was an incredible experience. And I wish I could tell 10-year-old Frankie that was gonna happen one day, because I would have lost my, but I was still losing my shit a little bit, not gonna lie. Anyway, yeah, that's kind of the rundown of my start and where I am now in playing music. Although I've been kind of focused on posting makeup looks on Instagram at the moment, it doesn't mean that I'm not focused on music anymore. I think a lot of people that play music right now are kind of in a weird spot with quarantine and not being able to play shows. It's definitely weird, I have to say. But I think live streaming is starting to pick up, and I kind of like watching people live stream. I like that I'm a big Paramore fan. I love Hayley Williams, and I love watching her live stream performances because it's I get to see her up close, where the last time I saw Paramore play, I saw them at the Greek and I was way far back and I didn't get to see them up close, but it's cool to see her. It almost feels like a private concert, and to like hear her banter with her bandmates or hear her mess up. it's actually, I enjoy it, and I'm about to do my first full band live stream next week. I don't know when this will be posted, but I'm sure the live stream will somehow be recorded and people will be able to watch it after the fact if this comes out after. I'm kind of getting inspired by the live stream idea. I mean, obviously I miss having a live audience and playing live shows and going to live shows, but I mean, I think it's better than nothing to be able to do live stream performances. So I just realized I've been like talking through this entire thing about music and have barely mentioned what I'm doing with my makeup naturally. So I am going to go in now. I'm obsessed with white eyeliner at the moment, and I think that's because it makes your eyes look bigger. It almost makes you look like a Tim Burton character, like some kind of cartoon character, and I really like that. So I'm gonna go in and line the inside of my eyes with this MAC white liner. You'll see it just kind of makes your eyes look a little bigger. And this is gonna be a little bit difficult for me to talk through, but I'm gonna try to do it anyway. Usually I like I said, I like to wear a lot of heavy black liner, but today we're gonna do something different just because we're doing something different anyway, starting a YouTube channel, so why not go all out? Alright, so now my eyes are lined with the white liner. You can see how it kind of just gives that effect that my eyes are like a cartoon character. I mean, the shape is all right. You guys can kind of see I did like a pretty severe wing up, but I'm gonna clean it up a little bit. And I like to clean it up a little bit with a Q-tip. Sometimes I just wrap like a makeup wipe around it and clean it up at the bottom a little bit like this. And that just helps you get a bit of a more precise shape. Make sure it doesn't spread to your cheek either. Because we are wiping off our foundation as well, sometimes I will go back in if it looks like it's rubbed off too much and reapply a little bit of concealer. So I'll do that now. I use the Tarte Shape Tape concealer. It's just really good and full coverage, which I like. So I just go in a little bit here just to add a little bit more of the coverage that I took off. It's probably best to do that with a brush, but this is what I have with me at the moment. And this also helps to reshape it as well. Sometimes you don't even have to rub off the makeup with a wipe. You can just cover it, but I feel like with black that's a little bit more difficult to do. Alright, so I feel like that's a bit of a better shape, as you can see. And then I'm gonna go in with mascara. Actually, no. You know what? We need a little glitter. Since we're doing something colorful, let's go in with a little bit of glitter. So I'm gonna use one of my favorite makeup lines, which is Pat McGrath. I have this awesome Pat McGrath eyeshadow palette, and I don't know what this shade is called. I don't have it on me at the moment. But I'm gonna go in with this pinky glitter shade. And her glitters are so pigmented that I can literally just put this on my finger and you're gonna see how glittery it is. And you can use a brush, but I like to just go in my finger and add it to the center. And her glitters are seriously like my favorite. They're just so pretty, and I love you don't have to use any kind of adhesive. It's just a really pigmented shadow, glitter shadow. Alright, lately I've been really liking this Silver Dazzle Shadow Liquid by MAC, and I've been using that just to like accent the corners of my eye, just because it's, again, it opens up your eyes, makes them look bigger, and it's just really, it looks like liquid metallic silver, I don't know, goodness. I just love it. So I take a small little brush and I just put on some product, and then I like to just go in the corner of my eye just like this, bring it out a little bit, just like that, and then I'll keep going. I'm not the best with symmetry, I gotta say, so I have to keep constantly checking, make sure I'm doing the same that I did on this side to the other side. And there you go. So next, I'm gonna put on some mascara, and that will complete the eyes. And I am using this MAC Extreme Dimension Waterproof Mascara. I use waterproof just because I wear it on stage, and I mean, obviously right now you don't really need a waterproof, long-lasting mascara just to stay at home, but I'm gonna do it anyway because that's what I have. Is anyone else, I mean, I'm sure everyone else notices, but for me, it's so difficult to apply a mascara and talk or keep your mouth closed. It's like, it's always this just like weird like face I make when I apply mascara. And I'm not really one to wear false lashes because that's just something that I haven't tackled yet in my makeup routine. I'm not very good at applying lashes, so I just kind of go in with a mascara only. But if you like lashes, I love the way that they look. It's just, for me, I'm not very great at applying them quite yet, but eventually I'll get there. I did make a little bit of a mess under my eye, so I'm gonna clean that up. Normally I like to put a loose powder under my eyes, so that way if I have any fallout I can just swipe it off, but I forgot today. But this is what I normally use. It's Kat Von D Lock It setting powder. It's really good. It's nice to bake with, not a cake, but on your face. So now let's go into lips. So I always put on a little bit of a lip plumper before I apply lipstick, and that's because I find my lips are a bit on the thinner side, so it gives them just a little bit of a plump, easier to see where the lines are for me. Before I put on lipstick, I'm gonna take it off because I don't want it to, I don't know, make a weird texture. And then I've been really into black lipstick because MAC so generously sent me this black Caviar Retro Matte Liquid Lip Color. It's great. It's long lasting. It applies really easily. The tip of it is just, it's easy for me to apply lipstick with. Sometimes I have a difficult time with that and have to use a brush, but this one works really well for me. And warning you now, this is probably gonna take a minute because I have a difficult time with lipstick given that my lips are so thin, so bear with me. Got the bottom down, now it's time for the top, which is always the tricky part. Look how weird this looks. I do like to go a little bit past the edges of my actual lip just to give the illusion that my lips are bigger than they actually are. Just like I contour my nose, give the illusion that my nose is smaller than it actually is. So there you go. There's black lip, a little crooked, as my makeup always is. But we enjoy doing it, and that's what matters. So that is gonna complete the look for today. I'm gonna add a little bit of setting spray, Urban Decay All Nighter. It's classic. It's what I always see YouTubers using, so that's why I bought it. I was like, if they're using it, it must work. So I'm just gonna spray a little bit of that, set it, hopefully it will last all night. Or not, because where am I going? Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed watching me struggle to do my makeup and talk at the same time. And if you like it, give it a thumbs up, and I'll try to do some more if you like it, if you care, anyone cares. But actually I'll just do it no matter what because I enjoy doing it and I care. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope you maybe learned something, maybe you got inspired to start doing something that you wouldn't normally do. And I will see you guys next time. And if you do decide to recreate this look, please tag me on Instagram. My Instagram is @FrankieBerry. I would love to see you guys do similar looks or just come up with your own inspired by looks. That would be awesome. So yeah, thank you for watching. I will see you guys next time. Bye!